Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene set in the Chronicles of Darkness Vampire Requiem, a Requiem for London. And the Requiem that we focus on this evening is Alcide, also known as a friendly neighborhood DJ and an extraordinary pianist. Member of Clan Ventru and an established member of the Invictus, the Unconquered, the ruling establishment of the night. And on this night, Alcide is here to solve a problem. Your ally, a bit too distant and far too sassy and hostile to call friend, Caps of Clan Gangrel, and unofficial claimant to Battersea Park, has given you a call that his animal watchers have spotted kindred within and heading towards Wandsworth Cemetary. One of two places that he's picked out as locations that kindred tend to dump bodies when they get a bit reckless within the borough. Alcide, in response, I believe you have called those who would lend a hand to confront these interlopers directly.
My army of Wooloos that will charge faithfully into battle.
Yes. They protect. They make sure no kindred come back.
So with that, we head out towards the cemetery and set up a formation. Start picking people off.
So you'll be accompanied by Lionel and one of his tenants. One of them will stay behind. He is also called upon another one of the local vassals on the north side to assist, but they'll be heading around the back of the cemetery to block it off for you. Jackie has already gone in and does not call you. And if you attempt to call her, she does not pick up. She does have a text to you. And she arrives at the location before you. She says she's already in the cemetery and is attempting to locate the kindred Caps has already notified you of.
So there will be a series of rapid fire attacks as Alcide will take his black gloves for his heavy pistol.
Okay.
Keep it classy. Keep it very Ventru. And start looking for people that don't belong.
Well, it is a cemetery. There are very few people here, if any at all. As you walk through with Lionel and Anne, they both look fairly skittish. Both have suppressed pistols like yourself. If you inquire, They remark that their landlord is a member of House Eliza, and as such is generally well equipped, and generally equips their vassals just as just as much. But doesn't take long before Jackie appears before you, quite in a bit of a shock, really. There's really no way that obfuscate can work other than just being an unwelcome surprise. But she does appear right in front of you.
I look at her expectantly.
There's a pack of 4 just off the side of the path. She begins pointing about a couple 100 yards away from here. They have a watcher on them. I'm not sure if it's just a professional, if it's some sort of guide or mentor they have, or if they're all part of the same group. I also noted a lone one while I was here. I've already notified those on the other side to make sure that they to not let that one go.
Then let's move on. Thank you for your assistance.
I'll still be around to help. You'll probably see me once you start letting off shots. Try not to hit me.
He'll take a slight nod.
Okay.
It's not my first time around a pistol.
All right, I'm certain. I do recognize these individuals. They've been around here before.
They have?
They often come in groups.
Angry wolf sounds like.
5. Often come in packs, 4 to 6.
Let's politely show them the way out.
I'll follow your lead. She will maneuver around you to, well, seemingly to follow, but she takes a moment to crouch behind a gravestone, and she does not emerge.
Excellent.
Well, what you say, friend? Let's hop to it.
Hop, hop. I'll look over to my sassy gangrel.
Your sassy gangrel isn't here. He's on home turf, but he's keeping you appraised of the situation in Battersea.
I wanted to do a running tally with him, see how many people we could take out. Yeah. But he will kind of give his compatriot a fist bump, and we move out.
All right. So are you going in loud, or are you going to try and sneak up on? Are you going to try and approach a situation with subtlety?
Try to approach the situation with subtlety. If it all goes to shit, it goes to shit.
I'm very disappointed in you.
I mean, you
Okay.
know this. We've done werewolf. Few plans, survive contact with the enemy. So
Yeah. You approach a pack of yeah, you seem to be approaching a pack of kindred. You maneuver fairly carefully.
mhm,
Um, just off the path around the gravestones and the statues. It's very dark out, and there's not a lot of natural light off the path. Um, it doesn't take you very long until you notice the kindred that were mentioned by Jackie. Um, you see one of them. There's about five of them. Uh, Four huddled around what appears to be an open grave.
mhm,
One of them seems to be dumping a body, which has sort of the lower half of it, the lower half and top middle part of its torso ripped open. Um, you can smell smears of blood on one of them, and they look harrowed.
mhm.
And one of them appears to be chastising that person. The other appears to be sort of crouched by a gravestone and appears to be keeping watch. You understand that Kindred can see very well in darkness.
Mhm.
You would not be provided any cover by the night or the lack of artificial or natural light. You can see them very clearly as if it were the middle of the day. And you know they would probably be able to say the same. But if you'd like to roll me a dex stealth roll, please.
Scared Wooloo sounds. Do I even have stealth?
Oh dear, no. Definitely very scared of Louis sounds then.
I do not. That's a -3 on skill. Uh, do I have? I know I have Dex, and I have a Dex of. Ooh, that's a fate. That's fate.
Yeah.
uh,
As you
yeah, that's a fate roll, ain't it?
yeah, if you have no dice at all, then it is a chance dice. But I don't think it would I think you'd still have a dice, it's just not a chance dice, because you only get a -1 penalty to physical rolls if you're
Oh,
unskilled. So I think you have two decks, so it'd be you would only get a single dice, but it wouldn't be a chance dice. It'd be a regular dice, so it would still be a success on an 8. A chance dice is only successful on a 10, and if you roll a 1 on a chance dice, it's a dramatic failure.
hooray!
So you do get a regular dice. Um, you you hear the person chastising the murderer of this group.
Mm-hmm.
Just going, you can't keep doing this, George. It's the third person. You may be friend, but I'm not going to keep letting people die for you.
With that, I want to roll. Geo. There it is. Here we go. Yes.
Ooh, okay. No, they don't see you coming. That is exceptional for a one dice roll. Actually, You get more successes than you have dice. Twice as many, in fact. Yeah, you approach about as quietly as you can. You're entirely untrained. But this is a good night for you. And moving quietly isn't exactly something you can't teach yourself to do. You just lay low, you move quietly, you try to move between cover, of which there is plenty. It is a cemetery, it's a graveyard. And you manage to avoid the piercing gaze of the spotter for the group. A young man in a bomber jacket and cheap, scruffy blue jeans. He doesn't see you.
So how many people are there?
It's 5.
Okay. I make the motion for everybody to move in, and we attack and focus fire on one person.
Okay. All right. So, because you have successfully made a stealth roll, the group is going to get a surprise round, which means they get a free attack, and the defense of the person you're targeting does not apply, which means you roll your full dice pool. So there's 4 targets huddled around the grave. You could probably shoot 2 clearly because of the angle you're at. Obviously, 2 are sort of semi behind or at the side of the other 2 individuals. And then there's also the spotter, who's about 10 to 15 yards separated from the rest of the group.
Tactically, we should probably take out the spotter first.
Okay.
So
If
I'll
you are the
just
most isolated target.
take out the spotter first.
Okay. In which case, you roll your dex firearms then, and I'll roll for the other 2 kindred who are with you.
Yeah, we got control firearms from 4. So 4 dice for me.
4 dice. Oh, and you get plus 2 dice because you're using a suppressor.
So 6 dice.
Yes. Oof.
Two successes.
Wow. Okay. So you all let off shots at once. The suppressed shots. So they might be heard, but they won't necessarily know immediately where you're coming from, especially since they didn't see you coming at all. Everybody lets off several rounds into the spotter, peppering him with bullets. Lionel gets a shot that firmly lodges itself in the shoulder, and Anne actually gets a shot that hits straight center mass, and the bullet just goes straight through his chest, ripping through his ribcage. He takes 2. You got 2 successes?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you unleash several rounds into him. He takes a total of 9 bashing damage. And he's knocked to the ground. He doesn't actually hit Torpor. But you just shower him in bullets that he was just not expecting, and while he lives, he's not getting back up very quickly at all. He's dragging himself to his feet. He's gonna make a quick check to see if he can locate the source of the shots. That is something he has to do when there's a suppressor. Okay. Does not have a lot of dice to this. If he does succeed with, wow, successes on every dice.
Happens.
Okay. Yeah, he yells, "We're under attack! Hunters! Hunters!" And he begins wildly gesturing. He spots you. He spots your group, and the entire group turns in a sort of disorganized panic. But they begin lunging towards you.
Excellent. 1d10 plus initiative.
You know, we'll just go with that initiative. You effectively got a surprise attack. You have initiative on them anyway.
Okay.
So we'll just have you go first, and unless someone uses celerity, in which case they will supersede you in the initiative chain. One of them does. So they are going to jump ahead. But Lionel is more skilled in VR than they are, so Lionel will actually go first to challenge this individual. He's going to let off a round into them. I'm actually just going to quickly open a notepad to keep track of all the damage, because we've already done massive damage to one. Okay. Okay, and he's going to, he's just going to let off a shot into the guy who's using celerity. And we'll draw some heat for you. Oh, wow. And hits him center mass. Strikes a bullet straight into his heart. Bam. Bullet flies through his chest outside the other end. And hits him for 5 bashing.
Ow.
Yeah.
Brendo, no.
He is going to be attacked in turn. His opponent will pull a knife. And misses as Lionel pretty adroitly dodges the knife, sort of weaving it between the gunshot, which leaves you to either strike the spotter again and see if you can knock him into torpor. He doesn't appear to be moving particularly quickly. In fact, he's not really within range to hit any of you. He's sort of trying to find some cover so he can avoid getting shot at. The other 4 are heading towards you and will be in melee range to attack you, as you're not that far away from them, and they seem to move pretty quickly. So who do you choose to hit? One of the spotter, or one of the spotter, Lionel's opponent, or one of the 3 other kindred that appear to be heading your way?
One of the 3 kindred heading my way. I get eye contact and I do mesmerize.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm be cheeky today.
All right.
All right. For mesmerize, I roll intelligent expression plus dominate versus the result plus blood potency.
Yeah, one second. I just want to double check, see if it's contested or not, because some are, some are not.
Yeah, this one's contested.
Okay. All right. I will roll for them then.
Resolve plus blood potency is the contest.
Yes. Okay.
So that is 3.
What do you command them to do? You can issue up to a 4-word command. You know, it probably won't last long in combat. If they take any damage, or if you ask them to do something that they would consider something deeply immoral or completely contrary to who they are, it will break very quickly. They would still commit to it, but they snap out of it as soon as they do it. You know the mind is not quite so easily controlled you'll dominate.
Once I inflict the mesmerized condition, the vampire could command the victim as an instant action.
Yes.
Can't be longer than 4 words. Follow me, shoot your husband, and repeat after me are all suitable commands. While forget, submit, and do my bidding. Have too much room for interpretations. So, stab your friend will probably be the.
All right. He'll take his action to do that.
Let me roll. Hold on. So that is at dice cord.
You've mesmerized them, so you can freely command them. You only need to roll again if you're doing something such as entombed command.
Oh, so it just sort of happened?
Yeah, once you inflict the mesmerized condition on them, you can command them at your leisure until the condition resolves.
So I don't have to roll anything?
No, you've already rolled to mesmerize them, so you can command them at this point.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did.
No, the 2. This was for the 6 dice. Was the
shield. Yeah. What am I thinking? I'm getting way ahead of myself. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
It's like I'll take it, but I didn't do that.
Valid.
Two successes.
Okay, yeah, you get them.
And as an instant action, stab your friend. Fight your friend.
All right. All right. The one that you dominate was about to head towards you and strike you. Finds themselves turning against the person that Lionel was shooting at, who he's currently engaged in melee combat, and he will go to stab him real quick. The situation is rapidly deteriorating for these poor souls. Oh yeah. And he begins repeatedly stabbing him in the back. His eyes just glazed over. It's a horrifically gory and ruthless scene. Blood's just spattering all over the place. Vistas leave 2 more. They're going to roll. One of them, one is going to confront Annabelle, and she's going to fight them. And the other will go to strike you.
I like dominate in this edition. It's not. It's fucking terrifying in this edition.
Oh, it's so scary. And yep. So yeah, one of them goes to stab you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll for them. You have -2 defense because of your armor. So I think you actually just more or less lose all of your defense, so they get a full dice pool. But that's fine. They're going to spend for something, and they'll strike you. And so they take their knife and they slam it into your chest with extreme prejudice.
Yay! Scared woo sounds.
I'm just gonna double check how much damage the weapon does. Yeah, the blow's enough to kind of cause you to stagger a little bit, but your armor holds under the weight of the blow. You take no damage.
Armor, yay!
Yeah, it definitely left a nasty blow in it though. They almost fracture it.
Damn. Potence is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it really is. And the one of them goes on Anne, and she lodges a few shots into him, and he goes to strike her, but she is hit, but she doesn't seem particularly affected by the blow. She just continues shooting into him.
Oh.
The spotter just hides behind a gravestone.
Fair.
You
have Jackie, it's fine.
Yeah.
Talking reaction. Jackie.
Talking reaction, yeah.
He'll just call out Jackie. The spotter, he's not dead, but make sure you keep him, okay?
Okay, well then. Alright. Okay.
He has to live.
Should I take that under due consideration? Alright. Lana and his compadre going to let off another round of shots. Oh wow. He that is yeah, he just peppers the guy. There's more holes in him than there are than there is a body at this point. He has just been riddled by a dozen rounds, to the point where Lionel is now having to reload. And you see him do it with extreme unnatural speed. But his opponent isn't going to give him the space to do that openly. Oh yeah, and he hits him pretty hard. Just slashes him straight down the chest with his knife. Doing free bashing to him. But Lionel doesn't seem too fazed by it. Although his body is ripped open pretty badly, it doesn't appear to deter him. And we go back to you, and you have a person to shoot.
Dominate.
Are you going to dominate another one?
Yes. Wait.
Okay. I'm having to keep track of who you're mesmerizing now. Okay. So there's two more. One's attacking you. The other is on Anne. The one you could realistically only dominate the one on you. The one attacking Anne, you don't really have a good. Is not looking at you, and you don't have good line of sight on them.
All right. So the one that's attacking me, I'm gonna send. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna send him to hit the other guy.
Okay.
The one that's attacking Anne.
Okay.
Just gonna cause confusion and pain.
just mass chaos. Okay.
Oh, no successes.
Oh,
Jeez.
no cigar. Okay. No, you issue a command to him.
No cigars. Wow.
His response is to keep stabbing you.
No. Bad woo.
So now he gets to roll against you, and well, you are fairly vulnerable. Oh, but he misses you. Very lucky for you.
It's hilarious. Just gonna try that again.
He just jams the knife in his knife into your flak jacket again. He just does it like 3 times, and it's really fucking up the armor. Like, it's not. This isn't just someone, you know, smashing their head against the wall. If they are making progress, eventually that flat jacket's going to fall apart. And sooner rather than later, but it is holding for the moment. That does leave the person attacking the other guy.
That's a fucking good ass fucking dice, bro. God damn it.
Oh wow! And okay. As the other person attacking Lionel is stabbed and shot repeatedly from the front and back, they just. He very quickly just is sort of dragged to the ground as he succumbs to the weight of his wounds. And Lionel and this man just repeatedly keep shooting him and stabbing him in the chest. The man who's being forced to stab him is just screaming in agony as if they don't understand what they're doing.
Oh my god.
But they fall into torpor. And then, as soon as that's done, Lionel and this individual turn their weapons on each other. He's no longer mesmerized. Because you're forced him to commit a breaking point.
Forcing breaking points. Let me know, by the way, if I have to roll for like detachment and shit.
Yeah. So one of them goes down.
Because I feel like I've done some pretty heinous shit today.
Yeah. Anne and your guy are busy. Well, your guy couldn't hit you, and Anne and the other kindred are still trading blows. The spotter emerges from around the gravestone. He uses it at cover, but you can, half his body rounds it as if to take a shot. And he's holding a sawn off. He's going to take a shot at you.
Woo, Jackie, no. You had one job. Like, okay.
He's going to take a shot at you. And
It's fine.
my favorite thing about shotguns, attack rolls with them get the 9 again quality. They have a very short range, but this is close range combat. You are not more than 20 yards away from this individual. So he's going to take a shot at you. Your defense does not apply to... you don't have any anyway, but it doesn't apply to firearms unless you have celerity. In which case you get your celerity, does his defense. Oh, wow! And he misses completely.
Praise Wolf.
He lets off a shot, but the spread is very... it's difficult to control, and when he shoots, the recoil sort of juts the barrel upwards, and it goes flying into the air. But that was a loud shot. That was loud. People may have heard that. You are in the middle of a cemetery, but it is possible that that may get reported to the police, and they may respond to that. But yeah. Now Jackie will emerge from the shadows and attempt to...
disarm this fool?
Yes. She's going to... She's going to emerge. She gets a free surprise attack because of Obfuscate. She's not very good at anything else. She's going to use... She's going to... Oh, wow. Okay. All right. She goes to stake him. But the stake barely pierces his skin.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And then it kind of snaps in her hand. And she's left with a broken stick for a weapon that she just sort of looks at as the person with the sawn off now rounds his gun to point at her. But we can move back to Lionel, and his compatriot are engaged in a sort of slow-paced combat. Lionel actually uses his celerity to move away from the person running after him, letting off shots as he moves. And the person can't easily catch him. But you're still left with your target.
Dominate again? And I'm going to spend a point of willpower?
Okay, so yeah, additional dice. And...
I don't like that sound.
I was amused.
3 successes?
With 3 successes, you exert your will over him, but he continues to try and fight you. For the record, I rolled 3 dice and got 4 successes.
You're an ass. I don't like you.
I got a 10 that exploded into a 1, a 10 that exploded into another 10, and then a 9.
God damn it. It's spicy.
He continues to scream at you and wail at you.
God damn it.
Neither of you really being able to do much damage to each other. He will attempt to attack you again, though.
Mm.
Ooh, okay, and this time, yeah, the flak jacket breaks.
Okay.
Pierces your armor completely.
Mm-hmm.
The sum total damage that he's done to it causes it to sort of crack and buckle. As he slams the knife through it. And it is almost buried in your chest. As this individual deals 5 bashing to you, just leaving a hole in your chest the size of the hilt of the weapon itself. His fist actually partially embeds itself in your chest.
Can I roll a soak or anything?
No. Your armor before being pierced will soak 2 of the damage.
Okay.
So you'll take 3 bashing damage instead. However, your armor now has the pierced armor tilt, which means that it's effectively useless until it is repaired.
Oh.
Such is vigor. So you take 3 bashing, but you're not in any way physically impaired until you reach the last 3 levels of health. So you take no dice penalties yet.
Okay.
So you can try and lodge a shot into this guy, and I want to double check to see if you get any dice bonuses from close range.
Even with a defense of 4? Normally? Huh.
I don't. Apparently, nah. Apparently, short range doesn't. Oh no! So if you're at short range, you roll your normal dice pool. If you suffer dice penalties when you're rolling at medium to long range. So no, it's just that he gets to roll his regular dice pool instead of. Yeah.
Okay.
So all right. You hit. Okay. I think you're gonna shoot him now, weren't you?
Yeah, I have to shoot him now.
You just gotta shoot him.
Spend another point of willpower. I'm keeping track. So that would be 9 dice. Well, 1 success.
All right. Okay, because the weapon's suppressed, it does less damage. So you do 2 bashing to them. You let off a shot, strikes their stomach. They keep on going. But you do hit them. And we're going to go back to Leonel. At this point, Leonel's really just cleaning up. He's letting off shots. His assailant can't catch him. He begins running to you, and then he just gets shot in the chest multiple times. Leonel actually, almost as if to sort of take gratification in his victory, shoots out his legs so he can't actually reach you. It is a pretty savage display. The individual doesn't stop trying to move towards you. They seem very durable, but they're not going to reach you anytime soon. They're literally resorting to trying to pull themselves with their hands, with their arms. You don't have to roll for We don't have to roll for poor Jackie though, because she's about to get shot in the face with a shotgun.
Jesus.
Her celerity is okay. So she does actually get a defense score to this.
Guns are terrible in this game. Guns win.
Oh yeah, guns are actually dangerous in this system. Oh wow, yeah. God, he literally shunts the barrel into her stomach and then lets loose the second shot. And the blood spray travels several meters, and she's actually she falls backwards, just completely, not torpid, but extremely wounded. But he has the spotter has to reload now. It's a double-barreled sawed-off. So, we'll just say it's your turn.
Do I still have a guy in front of me?
The other guy's still in front of you, if I recall, yeah.
Okay. So
the other guy in front of you, he's somewhat wounded. It's fairly even engagement between you two right now.
Alright, I'm gonna try to mesmerize again.
Okay.
Hopefully it works this time. Three successes.
Okay, this time you mesmerize him.
Pounce on your friend. Hold him down.
Okay. He's got 3 friends, one of which is crawling on the floor towards you. The other one which is attacking.
The one that's attacking Jackie. That's the one
that's attacking Jackie. Okay. Okay.
No, friend Jackie.
So, all right. He lunges towards the spotter and begins laying into him. For 2 of them working together, it won't take long for the spotter to be restrained and brought down. He was already extremely heavily wounded by the rounds you put into him earlier. The fight between Anne and her assailant has ended in a victory for Anne. Although she appears to be heavily wounded. And Lionel, for his part, has already healed off his wounds, pat his chest, and just kind of pumps a stray round into the head of the person crawling towards you. They go limp.
Can I spend blood to heal?
You can. Bashing damage is very easy for Kindred to heal. For every point of vitae you spend, you heal 2 points of bashing.
I'll spend 2 points of vitae.
All right. So yeah, it heals very quickly. Within a few seconds, your body is as good as new. There is, of course, the blood and the fractured flak jacket, and you feel somewhat resentful that perhaps this is not worth a purchase, but you are well, and it doesn't take long for you to just restrain the person you've dominated. Lionel just applies his vigor and just grabs, for now, the only awake individual among the group. The one you mesmerized, the one who helped torpor his friend. Jackie keeps her distance. and begins healing.
Mm-hmm. We should get out of here. I'm not sure if the shots notified the proper authorities, but we need to leave.
Oh no, I very much agree.
Mhm.
Fuck, what about that stray? 1 second. He'll just go on his phone. Begins texting somebody, and within a few seconds, it texts back. Apparently, the contingency pack got the stray, so looks like we've rounded up all 6 kindred here. Total complete victory. Job well done, I think.
Looking down, I'm gonna try to mesmerize the guy that's still alive or still untorpid. And you want me to roll for that?
Yes. Oh, I've got to scope. Okay. You go to mesmerize him.
Mm-hmm.
You snapped out of the first mesmerize, so you can mesmerize him again now.
Mm-hmm. No. 3 successes again.
Okay. He's resolved the condition, so he actually gets +3 dice to resist you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was a terrible roll.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely succeed, and you mesmerize him a second time.
With this one, since he already has the mesmerize condition, we're going to move into the second part of dominate.
You want to issue Iron Edict?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to give him a complex command.
Yeah.
All right. He stares at you vacantly.
Where are the rest of the revenants in the city?
Oh, seconds, actually get out my map. Okay. He just goes in a very monotone voice. We're split into boroughs. We're based in Wimbledon Park.
Mm-hmm. How many? So is that enough for me to get the information? Or do
Yeah,
I?
he says he lives. They live in Wimbledon Park, which is 1 second. I'm actually just going to check what borough that's in. It's in Merton, which is another Invictus territory. Wimbledon itself is a fairly popular location for, well, fairly obvious sports-related reasons, but the park itself would be a good place for revenants to hide. It wouldn't be particularly. It would be a place kindred to regularly visit. It's a park. It's not inhabited by that many people at night, other than some homeless animals.
Okay. With that, I send out a text message to both groups to converge on Wimbledon Park.
Okay. When you text that, you get a call from Caps. Hey, I think we got a problem.
What's the problem?
I'm just heading there now, but I had a lot of shots up here.
Somebody already hit it.
Nah, not in. I mean Battersea.
Oh. Jeez. That's not good. He's going to say, then it's time for us to go and help out Battery Park then. We have to go and assist. I think that's a good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just heading there. Oh, fuck. I don't think you're going to like this.
What?
Looks like it's like half a dozen fucking police vehicles here. They're all stationed outside. They're all stationed outside some sort of house inside Battersea. I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to see what. 1 second. You hear him make some animalistic sounds. There's a pause. Okay, my familiar is reporting there's a few individuals running away from the scene. Says they're kindred. This might be bad. Fuck. I'm gonna see if I can. Shit, there's too many cops here. Fuck.
Listen, job well done. We can't plan for every contingency. Make sure you're safe. But with that, Alcide will call his mentor. Ring her up on the phone.
Ah, yes. I need some marker on your sheet. All right. You call. You call Miss Spillane.
Does she pick up?
Yeah, she'll pick up. Alcide, what can I do for you tonight?
Bad news or good news?
Start with the bad.
Well, in Battery Park, there's a group of individuals who are currently, I believe them to be kindred, fleeing police pursuits. They are not part of the Invictus.
It was people in Battersea, so the town of the park. They were fleeing they're fleeing some sort of crime scene that the police have arrived to. The police aren't pursuing them, but they're not very far off. They're like 100 yards separated. Well, they're not. He didn't give you a distance, but they're not that far away from each other if they're still running.
Okay. So that's that issue. Is there anything you could do to run interference? Because we handled another revenant situation in the cemetery. We have 6 torpid revenants.
Oh wow, well done. I can get you access to this crime scene if you wish.
I'd appreciate it.
Very well, I'll make a few calls. I will see you in a few hours.
Alcide will head back to his car. Leave off the torpid revenants. I'm not sure about like the prince's proclamation about killing off revenants, but I'm
If you
not
can bring
sure.
them in alive, I mean, it may lead you to them. So,
So I'll leave them alive and just
yeah,
leave them for the court then.
yeah. If you contacting the sheriff is difficult, but he is available for his archons, and a slew of them have recently been appointed. You can get in contact with one of them.
I have a contact at my
Yes,
Nosferatu
you have your Nosferatu contact among them. Yes, so if you
Mhm.
you call him,
Actually,
he's
I call him and I tell you I've upheld my part of the bargain. I have 6 revenants for you.
okay. Myself and several others among the sheriff's retinue shall be en route to pick them up shortly.
I'm on my way to Battery Park to see about another situation. I'll keep you informed of the events of such situation.
Noted.
He'll hang up. I'll head back to my car, take off my clothes. Well, the shirt that's obviously bloody and disgusting. Put on a fresh new set of clothes, and make my way to towards Battery.
Okay. Leonel will come with you. He's quite concerned about this. It is, after all, part of his vassalage, so
Mm-hmm.
he's very on edge. And Jackie will also come with you as well.
I'll offer a set of clothes. It won't be hard. I'll actually ask for my girls to like actually assist with this. Get
Okay.
a fresh set of clothes because she did get shot with a shotgun.
Smart. Smart. Yeah, you get out of the area, and the coterie that was handling the back side of the cemetery, or the opposite side of the cemetery to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
will hand the revenants over to the archons. They take them out of the park and begin stuffing them inside some vehicles, so that if any police show up, there won't be anything to go looking for. But yeah, you get yourself a change of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You begin heading towards this crime scene. By the time you get there, a police officer will approach you, and say, "Ah, you you were the inspectors we were told to wait for. It's good to see you. Right this way. Please take care of the crime scene. Forensics is currently examining the entire area.
Mm-hmm.
And this place is like awash with cops. It is it is a little bit nerve-wracking. This place is like really heavily locked down. There are armed police officers here, flak jackets, assault rifles, that sort of thing. There is an ambulance, several medical vehicles. And about half a dozen police vehicles and a police van. But nobody appears to have been arrested yet. You walk into the building, and this is a very nice-looking building. Looks far less nice now that forensics are going through it. But they appear to be looking over some sort of suspicious incident. If you walk up to one of them, they'll discuss the situation with you. It should be noted Jackie is under obfuscate. You do not see her, and no one seems to recognize her. But they say a lot of shots were heard here, and there appears to have been a very violent confrontation here. That just on the surface appears to have occurred barely 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes ago. You look inside the room where the confrontation took place, or the rooms, and yeah, the scene is a wreck. There is a giant human-shaped hole in the wall. There are bullet holes all over the place. There are shattered windows. There are shell casings. There's a lot of blood. And there is a large amount but spread out pile of dust.
Okay.
The forensics is kind of all over the place.
I asked who's in charge.
Okay. I was going to call them. Actually, let me second. I'm just going to look up the. Okay. Yeah. They point you towards a DCI Davis, who appears to be looking over the scene. Plainclothes detective. Looks like he's in his early 50s. Balding, thick mustache, and thin beard. Looks up towards you. He kind of gives you a bit of a suspicious look. Like he kind of looks you up and down. Unexpected call.
Bishop. I'm gonna activate all.
Okay. So everybody just likes you that much more now. And will overlook a lot of major and minor things that you do.
And then I'm gonna look at the middle guy, the head guy, and I'm going to roll for confident.
Oh, okay. That is a contested roll.
Yeah. Unless he's somebody super spooky, and I have fucked up long before I've reached here.
No, he's but he is a chief. He is a detective chief inspector. So he spent a few decades in the force. He's seen some pretty fucked up things. So he's not the easiest person to manipulate, but he is still just a model.
So I'm going to roll presence plus empathy plus majesty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, keep losing it. I have way too many buttons. That presence of 3. Does striking looks count?
No, not for a discipline check.
Okay. So I have that. Presence. Do I have any equipment bonus for being dressed and having barfly?
No. A discipline check won't give you a lot of the traditional bonuses you get to mundane social rolls.
Gotcha. So that is 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus what else? Empathy, 2. So that's 7. Yeah. 7. 4 successes.
Oh yeah. He's all yours.
What have you deduced from this crime scene?
Well, I'm trying to make heads or tails of it. It appears there has been an extremely violent confrontation here. Multiple armed individuals appear to have stormed the building from the back. Would appear to be, judging by the number of bullet holes and the ammunition we've already procured, would appear to be a combat rifle of some description or another. I'm not sure what to make of a hole in the wall. Either it was always there, but it looks too recent. Maybe a breach charge. It looks more like someone's bashed the whole thing in with a sledgehammer.
I believe this was because there was recently a commotion a few nights ago. A few of the residents here got a little rowdy, and there was some alcohol involved. We were able to sort of defuse the situation. However, I believe all of this is just a series of incredibly unfortunate events that I'll be more than happy to explain.
Well, I'll trust your judgment. If you feel you've got a handle on this, then I won't interfere. This is a very bizarre situation. Not sure what to make of the dust on the ground. It's oddly placed, and it's almost as if somebody's ran through the wall.
It's one of those things where I can handle it. I thank you so much for your dedication and the quick thinking that your years of experience has led you to this point. I have it from here. I'll take it from here. If you could take your gentleman, and we'll clean up the situation.
I'll give forensics a few more minutes, then we'll get out of your hair, and I'll follow the report for you.
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't catch any of your names.
Alcide, we'll just give him a generic name.
Okay. Now he's charmed, not dominated. You could dominate him, however, to misremember you as a legitimate detective whose name he can't quite recall.
I will dominate then.
Okay. I'll say because he's charmed, you don't have to roll.
Hmm.
He's sort of already under your sway,
Hmm.
and he's an unprepared mortal. So he will quickly combine the powers of Majesty and Dominate to convince him of your legitimacy after the fact, after you leave him,
Hmm.
and definitely won't be an issue. And of the rest of the group, of course.
Hmm.
Do you once everybody begins to leave, forensics sort of end their examination of the area a bit early
Hmm.
because of you, or quite
Hmm.
substantially early. Something that ruffles their feathers slightly, but they know better than to ask questions. If that is what is being asked of them, then sure. Once the area is clear, Jackie emerges from the hallway.
Hmm.
Lionel has been gritting his teeth this whole time. This entire situation has made him extremely uneasy.
Hmm.
He says, do you know whose haven this was?
Do I know whose haven this was?
No, you didn't even know any kindred lived here.
Kind of shake. I shake my head no.
This is the haven of my landlord. He's fidgeting, his feet are tapping, he's extremely agitated by this. His entire body language is very aggressive.
I'm here with you. As you've seen, we've contained the situation. What's happened?
They were they were landlord of House Eliza, associate of one of a primogen. This is this is not good. This
No,
is the complete fucking opposite of good.
this is not good. But take solace. This situation has not gotten worse with police here.
Do you want to roll me a quick investigation check? Either wits or intelligence investigation.
What's intelligence investigation?
Mm-hmm. Whatever's higher.
Okay.
So I assume you want to examine the scene.
No successes.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell what really went down here. Other than that, a kindred was killed. That much is obvious. There's
Mm-hmm.
ash on the ground. There's a lot of blood. You could taste the blood to discern details from it, and if you taste it again, but you don't know if it's the blood of the victim or the blood of the perpetrators. There's sort of inconsistent splatters of it all over the place. There's a lot of bullet holes. The inspector's already told you about as much as you can glean from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But Jackie leans down towards the ashes, and she will place her hands upon them, and she will close her eyes.
Mm.
after about a minute of what looks like going through a tremendous headache, she will stand up and she will say, still clutching one side of her head, This was an organized hit. Whoever did this knew that we were going to be at the cemetery. They your elder, Mr. Montague, he was assaulted by almost a dozen kindred. Well-trained combatants, heavily armed.
Nods.
They ambushed him before they could get away.
He sighs. I reach out to my fingers go fast. A text message goes to Spillane explaining what happened here. And then another text message goes to the Archon asking for a meeting. And this is the part where Anthony has to pass the buck. He doesn't have the skills to investigate this.
No. Jackie will ask if she can accompany you to the meeting, and will go to examine the rest of the building with her abilities as a maquette. And she will have a report for them. You will meet with the Archon. You'll both give your reports. You'll state that it's regrettable that such a prestigious member of the Invictus was slain on this evening, but that you both did well. The matter of who succeeds the landlord and claims and has the right to claim their territory shall not be resolved tonight, but will be resolved fairly soon. He would have you and Jackie work together in resolving this case. He will also be investigating alongside you, but you have a lot of connections to the area, which would prove useful.
All right.
As for Wimbledon Park, a task force has been sent there to clean up the rest of the revenants. Although they've yet to hear back from them, they've just been sent, so the Archon says they will not have results, or they will not have a report until the next evening.
I will assist at the scene, and right now, only thing left to do is to wait for my reports to come in.
Right, and would you? Do you like to end the scene there?
Yes, we can end the scene there.
All right. Thank you, Play for playing. Thank you, watchers, watching. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.